What is happening, crew? Happy St. Patrick's Day to you all.
St. Patty's.
Dad, how you doing? How you doing, Paul?
It's a lovely day here, and I'm having a fantastic day, actually. Really good. Woke up this morning feeling great, better than I should for an old guy, and excited about my shows. So excited that people actually watch our content, son. It's almost like I got to pinch myself every now and then. It's just crazy.
I'm rocking the green. I'm pinching myself.
Well, we got a bit of green up in here.
We do. You're all good.
Right.
Yeah, just seeing all your names in the chat, we're tickled. We really love you guys. I just did a number on Twitter, so we're gonna spend more time on that. Joanna's our assistant, has been doing a really good job with all that. So thanks to Joanna. But trying to find all of you and respond to all your messages. And y'all sent us some cool stuff over there and Patreon. And so I really appreciate that.
Yeah. Man, we got Wayne's in the house.
What's up, Wayne? What's up, bro?
Well, you guys would know him as Crypto Truth. I don't know if
the truth is here.
The truth. Becky always is here. Lisa A always. Love you, girls.
We got Hoopty, Northern Cody.
Yeah.
Jason's building an engine stand right now.
Right. Sam Bankman-Fried's here, which is nice. Straight from jail.
Yeah.
Which is always good.
Slave Prosperity's here. Let's go.
Give me crypto. I like that. That's good.
Our Pennsylvania farmers here, dude. We're full strength.
Of course.
We're out of the penalty box now, Dad.
We are definitely. I just got to start with this. I received so many great comments and personal texts and well-wishing about the little baby piglets that was in the video yesterday. And there were so many people that are like worried about the one piglet that didn't seem to be finding its way to the location that was necessary. Yeah. I have an update. It made it. It's good. We don't have any quitters this morning is what
There's
I like to
quitters yet.
I found no quitters. So we're good to go.
Yes.
Yeah.
Like you said, he was still in the wrapper. I mean, he wasn't even.
Yeah.
Were they born that morning, Dad?
They were being born like right then.
That's so cool, man.
Yeah, like literally. I was like, well, I should videotape this for the farm. And I was like, I'm going to shoot one for the gang.
Yeah.
Yeah, literally that one was less than 20 minutes old. Yeah, this is cool stuff. Wayne is making corned beef and cabbage, of course, as you do.
Excellent.
Yeah.
So I was doing some research on Patty's Day today. I'll just read you guys the funny part. So that this is a quote. This is a quote from the Britannica. Okay. It was immigrants, particularly the United States, who transformed St. Patrick's Day into a largely secular holiday of revelry and celebration of all things Irish.
That's Love right. It.
Yes, we did. Yes, we did. I have had the privilege of going to Ireland and grandmother's birthday, all things Jesus, and all things Ireland are all good with me.
Oh yeah. Never been to Ireland, but lots of wonderful people there, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's beautiful.
Yeah.
It's a beautiful, big old island.
Yeah, big old island. Yeah. Will.
No green beer for living. Yeah.
What's
Same.
on? Yeah. Now there's so many great comments in there. I want to read them all. It's so. I'm working on a project. I jumped out of bed this morning, and I'm working on a project for Elizabeth, and I'm so excited. I'm getting closer and closer.
The sauna.
On the sauna, yes, and
Good.
I think I'm gonna shoot a video next Saturday there, and kind of do a video and show you guys what I've kind of done and what I've been building, what I've been working on, and I'm going to. I have a really neat show in mind. I know I say they're all neat, but I have a really cool concept that I'm working on. And I think it's going to really benefit a lot of people for the perspective of where we're going to be over the next year or two, not just with crypto, with our lives. And I've been taking notes. So I'm really excited about this one. I just don't know how to put it in 20 minutes. So I may have to do a little longer video on that, or a part 2 or 3 or something like that.
Nice. Yeah. I love it when you do that.
Yeah, it's a good one. I'm like, whoa, I'm onto something.
Yeah, I like it when my dad really gets opened up on something. Put him on the racetrack, and open him up.
Thanks, son. Yeah. Occasionally I find a nut.
Yeah. Yeah, I really liked your videos this week. The big one, you were talking about volatility, and it was such a good point to remember is when crypto goes mainstream, and the table's already being set all over the world right now. When it goes mainstream, that's going to even out.
Yeah,
it's just how it goes.
Exactly. Yeah.
And what's the important part of that for us? How early and how exciting and how awesome the technology is advancing is so cool. It is so cool. I finally did my Flare homework, everybody, and I see why XRP Army is pumped about it. I get it. I went that far into it, and I was like, yeah, I got it. Okay. Flare's for real.
Yeah. Oh yeah. Flare's the real deal.
I got a really cool site. I'm going to post in the link. I'm going to post the link into the chat, brother. So everybody who wants to know about it can check it out. I thought the writer did an awesome job laying it all out, making it simple, and then bringing in videos from the company itself. I love that stuff.
Yeah.
Always learning with this topic.
Yeah, always. I got to bring this up. I think we all, well, anyway, wow, I just saw the James Rule Crypto show is in the house. Man, that's cool. Yeah, I've seen that show.
Nice.
And, who sent me this? Somebody sent me that one.
I have to check that out.
Yeah, I know. You should, Brent. I looked at. I've been trying to watch less YouTube lately, guys. So don't get on me about that. I'm building more and I'm watching less YouTube. I listen to some of it when I'm working, but I don't want to be influenced or persuaded by other people. Somebody sent me one that I watched the other day, and I watched about 20 minutes of an hour and a half of it. I had to shut it off, and I just literally unsubscribed. It was just this. I can't go down that road anymore, man. I came up with a term, guys. Okay.
You came up with an analogy?
I did, yeah. And it goes like this. Basically, it's like it was all fear porn. And it was just fear porn on top of fear porn. And I was just like, it was one sentence after another sentence, and how this coin is biblical and their coin is biblical, and the other one is like Satan's coin or rug pull coin. And I was just like, and I've been listening to these guys for a long time, and I'm not even going to talk about who they are, but good. I went, that's it. I've had enough of this. I don't need this in my mind. My mind space has to stay clean, clear, open, receiving,
pure,
enlightened,
for the people.
Positive. Right. I just, it was way too much fear porn. So I said, that's it. I've had enough of these fear porn perverts. you perverts. I was just done with the whole thing. Yeah. And
I remember our tinfoil hat days where we just couldn't find enough fear porn available yet. You know? Man, glad we're past that. We're on the love train, baby.
Yeah, I know. The whole thing is based around the cabal. The cabal's trying to ruin our lives and control our lives, and it's all based around that whole concept, which, I'm down. I mean, they're trying to keep themselves in control and in charge. If you were on top, you would do the same. That's all there is to it.
Yeah. But it's in our nature.
They're always like, the stock market's going to crash and the whole thing's going to come crashing down because of money and it's not honest and all this stuff. And I'm like, think about what you just said. You said they're in control. They're in control of the money system. Why are they going to let it crash? Now they have no more power. They can't bribe anybody anymore. All their secrets would come out. Like, they're not going to let that happen. I mean, I don't know. It could inevitably happen anyway, obviously, on its own. But again, like I say on the show all the time, you have to get Joe Sixpack to understand how important money is. Well, good luck with that. He's got a cold beer and his wife's looking great and he's got a football game on Sunday. What?
Yeah.
Like, good luck.
I'm working on my car engine right now. It's the most important thing I got going on.
Yeah.
Totally. Yeah.
You know how it goes.
Yeah.
And I'm not trying to
as well, Dad.
Yeah, I'm not trying to throw anybody under the bus. I get it. I understand it. And it's good to be aware that those things could happen and to prepare yourself and your family and your family members and all that. But occupy the space between your ears with some positive stuff occasionally. Just mix it in a little bit.
Mix it up. Mix it up. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, my dad was basically just saying it. I was saying it with Flair. Keep learning.
Yeah.
Keep learning. I mean, if you're just talking and it's just the same old story, you're not learning nothing.
That's right.
And I always come back to that especially with crypto. It's like, man, this is a big burger that we're biting into here. I mean, this is when you look into what all it's gonna touch, this technology, money. When you really start to understand money, it's bigger than that. It's bigger.
It really is.
Yeah.
And it's the single as well. It's the single greatest opportunity, in my opinion, in all of our lifetimes. And, I'm in my mid-60s, so that I've ever seen. And for some odd reason, everybody and their brother likes to find what's wrong with it all. And it's like, well, wait a minute, man. No, let's go back to my experience in life. I missed out on the cell phone. I missed out on, .com. I had investments in all those things, but I didn't capitalize on it. In fact, the public wasn't able to capitalize on those, like Bezos or any of those guys. Unlike Amazon, you can buy a ton of XRP. Like, you couldn't really do that back then like you can now and own part of the company, the product itself, not just owning a share in a stock, which, by the way, I talk about this all the time. I have absolutely no idea how many Amazon shares there are out there, and neither do they. And so all of that tells you everything you need to know, that this is a very rare and unique opportunity for you and I. And we should be seeing the positive sides of it all. And everybody wants to batter around all the problems just because the number hasn't gone up yet for them yet. And I know that there are so many shows out there that are just going to be dancing in the aisles, and everybody who follows their show is going to be dancing in the aisles one day, and we're all going to forgive each other for whatever it might have been, or all the conspiracy theories and all the rest of it. And I'm not telling you the conspiracy theories aren't accurate, because most of them are. Okay. But what I'm trying to say is, you have this opportunity of a lifetime, and these blessings are coming your way in a financial manner that has never been before, an opportunity like this, in my opinion. And you're walking around looking at speed bumps and potholes.
Yeah.
What are you doing? You know.
And that's when your creativity and your own positivity start to wane. You give into the fear, and then you do believe that, oh man, all the dominoes are going to fall down at once. Yeah. Instead of trying to look at big picture spread out across, and it's like, no, the table's being set up for all this. It hasn't been completely swatted down. It's off to the races. I mean, it is literally, in my mind, it's already been off to the races, in my mind, in the last decade.
Yeah.
And I don't think we've even seen half of it yet. Not even half.
No, let me go off on a bit of a tangent here, as I usually do. I was looking into, I got this idea. We used to use this in Forex all the time, and I was talking about in the video I did over the weekend about Forex and how we like volatility and we like trading. One of the things we used to like to really look into was futures contracts in long term, because futures will tell you who's borrowing money and who's loaning money to make all these investments going forward. Okay. So I thought, oh, wow, I had this harebrained idea like 2 weeks ago. I finally got around to looking at it, like, last weekend, right after we did our live stream. I was digging around. Mm-hmm. The futures contracts, okay, on Bitcoin are off the charts. Okay.
Yeah.
They're off the charts. People are buying these, okay, but they're borrowing money at virtually no interest rates to purchase these futures contracts, which are prices out in the future, as we all know. Well, that borrowing peaked out in 2021 at like 4 times the number that we're at now. Okay, so the futures contract actually foretold last bull market at around $65,000 is when all the futures markets started to decline in the borrowing of money to purchase more futures. Now, I know we have a spot market today. We don't just have a futures market like we used to, but big money still plays that old game because they can control things. And what do they like to do? They like to bring that thing up and then crash it down a bit, the volatility side of things, and therefore taking all the people who have leveraged themselves. Please don't leverage yourself with Bitcoin. If tripling your money every 2 years isn't enough for you, then maybe you need to put more money in it to begin with. Don't leverage yourself, because they're hedging. They're going after these people. Headhunting is what I meant to say. They're headhunting all of these leveraged contracts, and they're pressuring people to sell, okay, their coins, and they are, with these futures contracts. And when people say, oh, wow, there's a big turn in the market, Alan, it's down 12%. Oh, I just go over to the futures contracts. I look at it, I go, well, we're not even 10% of where we were when it peaked in 2021. We're not even remotely close to a top of market. We're not even getting started yet. And let's remember, we didn't have spot ETFs back then. So I assume that even the number that we reached at 20 sorry, it was at 24% leverage, borrowed amount to futures contract. When we reached that point, which we did last time at 65,000, I still think we'll have legs beyond that. And we're only at like 9 right now, as opposed to 25. So we're not even a third. We're about a third of the way as far as where it's going to go long term. So keep that in mind. That 9% number is down probably at like 6% right today because of the pullback in the market of the last 12% drawdown. That's a barometer that I use to pinpoint what they like to call frothy or really high number market. This could be a peak, could be a top point. Hopefully I explained that well. I don't know if I did, but
like it. This thing has legs now. And this run, like we've seen with many runs, is the yodeling guy from The Price is Right. He's just climbing.
Yeah.
And then he eventually falls off a cliff. Now at those pinnacles and peaks, this thing has legs from all the biggest economic financial institutions in the world are buying in. So is it going to be that precipitous drop off, or like we've both been saying, Dad, is it going to be that steadier, continue to trickle money into all these different tools and products that are going to come out for all of it, not just Bitcoin?
Yeah. Right.
I looked at those numbers too with the ETFs, and it's just going up. It's just growing. It's crazy.
There's also a lot of lying going on in Wall Street right now. A lot of flat out lies. Okay. I don't know if anybody saw the interview with, I forget his name, but the CEO of Vanguard, who basically came out and said, yeah, well, it's too volatile to be a storage of wealth, referring to Bitcoin specifically. And it's too, it's volatile, and there are so many other reasons why we would never use this as a storage of wealth, and we're just not going to do any of that. I was watching a show today, and he pointed out these 3 things, and it's brilliant. Listen to this, guys. You're going to love this. Okay, here's a guy who runs Vanguard, okay, who says they don't want anything to do with Bitcoin. All right, cool. Vanguard is the number 1 holder of Coinbase. They own the highest percentage of Coinbase. Okay, all right. So they also own the highest percentage of mining of the largest Bitcoin mining company. Vanguard owns that, highest percentage. I think you either don't know what you own, Mr. CEO, you're lying. Okay.
Yeah.
Number 3, which is probably even bigger than that. They are setting up custodials right now. Because why? Why would Vanguard want a custodial for Bitcoin? Because they're going to open an ETF. So what was his little interview about last week? And what happened to the market? What do the big guys do? Okay, you're Mr. Billion.
They squash it.
Right. What are you gonna do if you want to go buy I don't know, a bunch of natural gas? You sell a ton of it. You sell contracts. You sell a bunch of it on the futures market, and you crush the price. And then you walk in with your $150 billion and you say, okay, now it looks good. You don't just go, oh, wow, the whole world 6 months from now is going to need natural gas. I should buy it. I should just buy it now and get out ahead of everybody. No, they're even worse than that. They crush it first and then get in, and then they buy it all the way. And then they get out as soon as it reaches the top. And then they start over again. Yeah. And he actually, XRP slave, he is stepping down at the end of the year. Yeah. So he is crooked as until then. I'm just going to tell you that. He got caught in 3 of the biggest lies. I don't even know how much more you can lie about it. Why are you the biggest investor of 2 things that only deal, well, not only, but mining only deals in Bitcoin? Why are you the biggest holder of that? Right?
Yeah.
Oh, the other one too, by the way, this is the other one they own. Vanguard owns a large percentage of BlackRock. There you go.
Hello.
Right? Yeah. Mr. Cookie Jar.
Frozen, what's up? I heard Vanguard lost a lot of customers as a fallout due to that interview. I'll bet they did.
Yes,
they did.
Yes, they did. They're down. Last time I heard, 18% was the last time I.
Whoa.
Of their accounts. Yeah, that's a lot.
That's a lot.
Yeah.
And did it affect the price that much? Nope.
No.
No, it did not.
No.
Was it pay to lie? Not really.
We're just getting started here.
Yeah.
I really believe this whole thing is just getting started.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. They're all telling us basically not to buy it. Perfect. Yes! We've won! We did it, everybody! We did it!
Yeah.
They're saying this? Perfect! We're golden, baby!
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah, I totally agree.
Jeez.
Yes, Chainlink.
Oh, love Chainlink.
Love it. You need to own that. That should be like a principal, like that should be one of your foundations of, one's more currency, one's more tokenization of everything on the planet, so it falls in the category of Vechain, Chainlink. What am I trying to think of, right? Filecoin. All of those are sort of like, okay, well, let's tokenize everything on the planet. All of these guys were involved in that. And it's not an on-ramp or an off-ramp. It is the future encyclopedia of all things, if you will. Yeah. It's a fundamental hold long-term. It's not get-rich-quick guy. Yeah. Yeah.
That is my biggest regret from the last bull, was not buying more Chainlink. Period. Of all the stuff I was looking into, that was the biggest miss.
Right.
For sure.
Wow.
And like my dad said, it's a long term. So it's still I don't see no miss there. Yeah, Vern?
Yeah.
Nice.
My lovely and talented wife.
I know, that's me.
There she is.
Nice.
Say hello to the gang.
Hola.
Photobomb.
She photobombed us. She's doing some homework here right next to us, working hard all day on a Sunday.
Wayne, it's not about being a whole coiner, it's about Satoshis. Yeah, I agree. If you can have the whole one, awesome. But it's getting spendy for everybody. And I mean everybody. So
yeah. But I want to say
what you were just saying about the Vanguard thing, Dad, it's almost like you want to ask the CEO on the podium, like, have you ever looked at a price chart for Bitcoin ever? Like, have you ever looked at any price chart in any time period? What are you talking about, man?
Right.
It's that. It was like I looked at it recently and I was just doing the math on having Satoshis and the positive, growth of that over 15 years. Look at that. That's crazy.
It is, yeah.
It's crazy, man. Like it's still.
Well, I know people that won't even buy XRP because they're like, oh, well, I could have bought that at 0.002. And it's like, well, yeah, it already went up 5,000 times or something, which it did, and it has. It's been an incredible investment so far.
Yeah.
But if you understand everything they're doing, I don't know if you guys heard about all the stuff going on between Saturday night and today. Banks around the world were shutting down and rebooting, and they are all uploading ISO 222. And that's going on this weekend. And it's all live updates. Well, and you say, well, that's not XRP, that's Ripple. And like, well, is Ripple going to use Cardano? No, right? But when you talk to crypto people, they look at it, well, that doesn't mean anything. Like, just a global banking network might not mean anything to you, but it does to people with a lot of money. And that's what I'd really like to ask those CEOs is, why are you not involved in that? Like, how come? I mean, we talk about this a lot, but it's so important. You're on a time element with Bitcoin. Yeah, I really believe you are. You just don't, like, it's going to be at 100 grand before you know it. And then it's just going to be completely out of sight. And then Satoshis are going to be $1 instead of, I don't know, whatever they are, half a cent right now or something. But like, you could have bought and you haven't. Okay, well, what's your next big home run that you need to buy before it's too damn late? Well, you need to sort out which ones those are if you don't have a lot of money. But if you can buy some Satoshis, you should, because it's the future, clearly. And in so many different ways of storage of wealth, mainly.
We never give financial advice on this channel.
No,
never.
Never.
We would never.
I got my other son is here.
Your own thing. Yeah. The chat was talking about it. Elizabeth made a great point. Dollar cost average any of them. And again, getting into like a lot of what my dad and I talk about, it's look at who's the most stable, who's got the best company, who's got the best product, who's got the best, need, who fills the biggest need in the space. Like, that's the kind of stuff that I'm just going to be looking at dollar cost averaging forever. For the rest of my life, I'll be looking at doing that with all these projects. Like I really just finally did a deep dive on Flare today and was like, wow, like that setup and that need that they're filling is wow. It will, like, there was the one negative, I posted that article. The one negative is that they predicated it all essentially up front, and a lot of the investing up front was from Ripple. And so in the last 2 years, it's been tough to get it going. But its interoperability with all other blockchains and what they've created is to me is light at the end of the tunnel. It's like, yes, they are going to need XRP to be successful. I think to all of us, that's essentially a foregone conclusion. But two, they need people to go on and build dApps on their network, and they need third parties, and they need to be able to be used through the EVM with all these different blockchains. And so it also takes a village, and that's part of what I'm trying to look for in these investments and projects. That it's like, what are they going to touch? Who can touch them?
That's right.
Where are they going to be used? How are they going to be used? Like, that kind of stuff to me is what being an investor is all about.
In a nutshell, what you just explained is, what is the network value? Who's going to need that product, and what network is that going to create? That's all you have to do is look at, did Facebook become a network? Massive. Did Amazon just started selling books? Yeah, but it became a what? A retail network that everybody virtually on the planet says, oh, I know what that is. That's a network. When enough people know what something is and what its use case does and how it helps their lives, they'll be like this one day. You and I all understand this, but like, oh, wow, I didn't know. Oh, that's cool. Like, I just sent all that money over there. Hey, honey, did you know that was on XRP that we just sent all that money to our kids in the UK? They won't know it. They won't know it, but they'll one day it'll be on the evening news or whatever. And they'll be like, hey, wow, that's how that works. That's so cool. I heard of XRP before. That's what.
Yeah, Dad's just been talking about XRP and then he bought the train tracks on which
right
moves now. You know,
and he's droning on and on about it.
He bought the railroad.
Yeah,
interesting.
Yeah.
And a little getting back into the chat too, Dad. Hey Becky, someday your kids will be as hip as you are on all this. Someday, you know.
Yeah, they will.
But Becky bought him some crypto. She's gonna be the cool grandma. She's gonna be the soup. She's gonna be legend. You're gonna be legend, Becky. At least in our minds, you already are.
Oh yeah, for sure. Wayne's got some Pepe too. Okay, there you go. Why not?
Yeah, thanks, Wayne.
He's riding a hot jockey. That's what's going on right there.
Yeah, Professor Flair's awesome. It does have wonderful things. I can't wait to look more into it. It's that kind of project where it's like you get pumped about the Oracle, you get pumped about the protocol, if you're a blockchain nerd, you get excited about stuff like that. It's like, whoa, dude.
This ability to use these oracles for DeFi is just blowing Wall Street's mind. Like they want in so bad in all of this, and they know it, and they know that's the future of how they're going to keep themselves alive financially. But they are starting slow, and they're starting with Bitcoin, and that's what they're doing. But ultimately, and not too long from now, it's going to start working down all the other coins. There's too much money in it for them not to. You know, it just. By the way, Brent.
Yes, Dad.
Flare was at the show last year. A couple of guys from Flare were in Vegas, so I'm sure they're going to be there this year. Yeah,
lost wages.
Right
on.
And any of you guys, please reach out to me. We got some stuff going on. Some stuff I need to talk to you after the show, Brent, about.
Yeah.
But, we got some stuff going on in Vegas. That's going to be a lot of fun when we're there. Again, we're going to be there the 1st through the 5th. Leaving the 5th. Yeah, getting there late first. Afternoon first. So we're going to be there the whole time. What was your final takeaway with Flare, Brent? What was it that really it's the use of the Oracle or the DeFi possibilities?
I took lots of notes. Lots.
Yeah, I'm seeing that.
What you were saying about the DeFi, yes. So talking about there's essentially there's the motor and the engine. So you've got Flare times Series Oracle. So essentially it's pulling data from, it's able to go off chain, pull data from exchanges, sources to where it can do real-time pricing within 3 minutes. They have like this long list of all these places that are constantly trying to keep price consistency as the blocks are created. So that's huge, right? And then the state connector, the protocol is pulling data from other blockchains and is coming up with the consensus that way. So whatever the consensus is, then it knows, okay, that's good to go.
Right.
That's been agreed upon. So that's kind of their, I guess, their engine as I understand it now, and how it works. Here's something exciting if you're kind of future business owner. I think we've all heard of Songbird, right? Somebody mentioned it in the chat last week. Songbird is their testing network to where if you're a business and you want to start using something like this, you can test it with money. And then they have a primary system from that. I think it's called Corbin. And Corbin, you can practice on it without using any money. So you can just go on there, create your DApp, whatever you want to do, and then try to start implementing it and see how your business works with it. Which all of that is, I think, business 101 in the future. That's why I talked about that book. That's why I talked about Blockchain 5. It's like once businesses catch up to that, you said it earlier, Dad, once everybody understands, like, okay, everything's going to get tokenized in one way or another. Because we're trying to exchange value, we're trying to exchange goods. So you've got that. Then you've got, this security blanket of a network rather than one primary source. I think business is finally just going to get it. And there's obviously huge corporations that are going to, not going to want to decentralize and things like that. So there will always kind of be a balance in it. Like, I think we'll see this gigantic, huge, we're in this adoption like this, but there will always be currency. There will always be, the need for, these companies to feel like they need to run the show. Governments, etc. So it's cool to see the technology expanding and doing all these things that we've all been trying to learn about, and then implementing that in your mind as to how it's going to affect business and money, data storage, someday voting, someday you name it.
And the big one, passive income. I mean,
passive income.
That's the big one, to where, like, you can lie on the evening news all you want to talk about, and all the senators can get up there and say that it's, only for drug trafficking and the rest of it. But when you hit somebody between the eyes with, oh, well, you can make 8% on your money monthly. What? Say that again. Yeah, and you don't even have to lose. You don't even have to lose your keys. You can just go ahead and put it on a DEX, and you can run this thing through an Oracle, and DeFi will just generate income for you. And they're going to be like, is that difficult to do? I was like, well, no, because we've been working on this while you've been sleeping. Okay.
Yeah. These people are making it stupid simple for us. Stupid simple.
Yeah.
That all sounds very complicated, and when you're learning it and reading it, and then you let it sink in, and it's like they're trying to make this really easy.
Yeah. And when you look at them, they're not even going to have to know all the terminology I just used in those last 3 sentences. They're just going to have to know, oh, where do I put it? Oh, I have to buy this coin first. Okay, I buy that coin. Okay, good. What else do I do? That's about it. Okay, don't worry about it. You just let that thing run right over there and collect your profits. When those days come, it's not going to matter what the media says. It's not going to matter with any of that stuff. What's going to happen is these massive trust funds, these universities, these endowments are going to go, oh, wait a minute, we're worth $50 billion and we can earn 8% monthly on it. Like, it's going to revolutionize all the retirement funds, all the big funds, all the giant hedge funds, and all the venture capital money is all going to go to DeFi. And we've been talking about this for 2 years, at least 2 years, maybe 3 years, I'll never forget Nick from Divi, the very first time I ever heard him explain oracles and DeFi to me. Not to me, I watched a video that he did in a lecture. That had to be 3 years ago. And I was like, okay, I don't understand it. I better look into this. And then I watched the video again after looking into it. And I was like, oh, wow, I kind of understand what they're doing here. It's kind of like an arbitrage deal between this movement and that coin, and everybody gets a little skim off the top of the thing. And then the next thing you know, everybody's making a bunch of damn money here. Well, what happened was the man, if you will, came after these guys a year and a half, 2 years ago now, and crushed the entire whole thing, the whole Celsius and Gemini and all that, where everybody was making money, storing their coins. Oh, no, you can't do that. Only we in Wall Street are able to do that. So they came after those people. They came after the twins, right? And Gemini, Winklevoss. And so, like, oh, wait a minute, you're paying like 5 times the interest that a bank pays people. Why would I keep my money in a bank again? Like, they couldn't have that back then. They panicked and they made sure it didn't happen. And they're trying to get control of DeFi and stable coins. And I think it's too late. I think people are going to understand that no different than your phone receives info all night long, and if you play a video and fall asleep, it plays whether or not you're watching it or not all night long. Your DeFi is going to do the same thing, earning you money all night long, whether you're watching it or not. And when the public gets their mind wrapped around that their money is working for them 24 hours a day, and you don't have to go through a corrupt banking system to have that happen for you. Sorry, did I say corrupt? Manipulative.
Yeah, there you go.
Let's go with that.
That's a friendlier word.
Yeah.
That's generous of you.
Hey, Sonny,
you're right. I think it's too late. And now all they can do is put out laws to, tax minors 30%. That's all.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
We got to break out the weapons against them. We got to get the torches out. We got to get we got to get the new spec out. Mastodons.
Oh, we got another celeb in the house. We got OG Mac in the house.
OG, what's up? Ghost money, everybody.
There he is.
Man, I'm loving the videos, bro. Just keep going. Keep going. You got the formula, man. You got the formula. You're likable.
You guys got to check him out,
bro.
A quick note, Sonny Mendez, get a hold of us, brother. Please, if you're going to be in Vegas, get a hold of us. thestablecrew.com. How else, Brent? How else going to get a
Twitter now. Also, if you join our Patreon, you can join for $3 a month.
And Instagram. You're on Instagram too, aren't you? You follow that? Or?
Yeah, I have. Joanna does, but I'll be on there too. I need to get on there. I need to write to our people. I love these people, man.
Yeah, OG is good people, man. He and I had a great conversation last week. It was good.
That's cool.
He's going places that make me envious of his age. His future is so bright. Yeah.
He's gonna have the life that he's talking about in his videos.
Yeah.
He is. You are, dude. You are. Like, that's what he and I have been working on for a couple years. It's.
Yeah.
We want that life for all of you. Sounds like it's coming.
Yeah. Oh, OG Mac.
The table is being set, folks. Friday, March 22nd. Thank you, Zach Lecter, for tuning me into all of these things. XRP, automated market maker, goes live. Partial government shutdown. I haven't looked into the specifics of that. And then first briefing is due on the SEC versus Ripple case. Big stuff. Like you said, Dad, the switch is getting flipped. I was just reading about SEPA, EU's payment system. The table is being set, folks.
They're here and they're using it. They're all over this thing.
They're all over it. They're like hornets. They're like hornets on it. They're lying to us about it.
They're just not telling anybody. They're not telling. I mean, you go to Bloomberg and they'll tell you what, Facebook's got planned for the future. That's it. They're not going to tell you what these people are doing because they don't want you heading it off at the pass, which you and I already know what the future is for that. And it's XRP. It's not Fed now. Okay. That's not, I mean, it's going to be a part of it, but it's not going to be continent to continent. That's not what they're doing. It's just such a great time to be alive, guys. I just can't even believe that XRP is only 60 cents. It's just like, when you look at what they're doing with it, and they're rolling it out so slow with like this 5 to 10 year plan that you're like, oh my God, it's big when they don't just kick it out into the living room. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
It's
little bighorn.
Yeah, it's just getting massive and behind the scenes, and it's so much fun. Yeah.
Yeah. How's it going, everybody? What any crazy plans tonight? Where y'all tuning in from? What's the last question? What crypto are you excited about in this run? Say minus Bitcoin and XRP. Any of that? Any questions?
Are you asking me or the crowd?
Yeah, everybody. What are you excited about, Dad?
Bitcoin.
I'm mostly excited about Bitcoin. I just think Bitcoin's just going to blow people's minds in the next year and a half.
Yeah.
I mean, it's just crazy. But I like them all. You know how I am.
Yeah.
I think the big sleeper for this coming market, really, believe it or not, I know it's a slow rollout like we just talked about, but I think XDC is going to blow people's minds. I have people are going to, who the hell are they again? No, I didn't even know about that coin.
Yeah.
And
people are talking about it in the chat, Dad.
That one's going to go big. Now, it's really small, but it's connected to some really big players. So I really think that's probably the one I don't know. I like them all.
Yep.
Yeah. There's so much good news on all of them.
Yeah.
Like, I can't even believe the market is just skyrocketing. But, it's down.
Atlantic's tuning me in again to Casper. Love it. We got Fresno in the house.
Yeah, that's the
we got Washington State. What's up, Lisa?
That's the Outdoor Boys. He lives right down the hill. Let's see, we got
Kung Fu from the UK.
Dread, yeah, we do have some Stellar Lumen sticking around. XLM. I guess nobody calls it Stellar Lumen anymore. But and what was the other one she said? Yeah, we have that one too. What was the other one she mentioned? Let's see. I lost it here. Anyway.
Hoofty, I'm going to check out Gala and Near.
Gala. Gala is or Gala or whatever you want to call it. That's Harmony's favorite coin, who's usually in here. She's been all over that for years. It's a gaming, celebrity, a lot like Chili's. a lot like Chili's is kind of the same setup. I really looked into it about a year and a half ago, a couple of years ago now, and we may or may not own some of that.
That rings a bell.
Yeah.
John made it in after a couple brews. Oh no, he was just at the beach, but hopefully he had a couple brews.
Yeah. SHX, yes, we did a video about that. Not about what was that, Brent? 8-9 months ago, I did, and a lot of people got into Stronghold. Yeah,
it's still the most reoccurring video on my private random feed that we've done since then. Pretty cool.
Oddly enough, I didn't even think it was that good a video, but
people liked it.
Yeah,
I think we seldom discuss specific coins. You know, we've what have we done that isn't just broad? We've done Stronghold. I've done Filecoin, Veritasium. Man, what's going to happen with Veritasium? Do you know anything? Anybody?
You really want my 2 cents on that one? I could go on for hours on that one, but
oh man, I'm
going to try. I'll try and shut it down after 5 or 10.
Okay.
Okay. This is what I think, Reggie. If I were Reggie Middleton, this is what I would do. I would hook up with maybe not a coin, but I'd hook up with somebody like Ripple. I'd hook up with somebody in the industry, and I would say, okay, I want to get together with you guys. And because he needs a presence in the room on a corporate level. One-man band fighting the entire structure that is growing massively. Okay. He's trying to, well, you guys owe me money and you owe me money and you owe me money. Well, it's like, okay, dude, we got it. We know, but patents are really hard to enforce. What you need is a massive player behind you who believes in your patents, who can say, all right, we got a 5-year plan for you, Reggie. This is how we're going to go about it. Cut us in on the deal or whatever it might be. Unfortunately, he can't do it alone. I'd like to see him get together with a big company and then really pursue it, because the ways going about it, pointing fingers and blaming people for what hasn't happened yet, it's not winning people over. And he really needs that, because what we talked about earlier in the show, you need a network effect. You need the people to be hear your message and be behind you. And to do that, unfortunately, out of his pocket by himself would be almost impossible to do. That's my 2 cents. What I would do if I were him.
That's a good point. I'm sure he's got suitors.
Yeah. Yeah.
You know, over the last few years, I'd imagine.
Keep your Veritasium, guys. Just keep it. It's not. What are you going to sell it? Why would you even try and sell it? Outdoor boys, don't sell Very, dude. Don't sell it. It's especially if you're a young man. Don't sell it, because he's got a legal and rightful stake to the patents in the United States and Japan. I mean, one day that's going to be worth something, I would think, you know.
Yeah.
That wasn't financial advice. That was for entertainment purposes only.
Always. Never financial. Will said, what about Pro? Kathy Wood and Anthony Pomp interviewed the CEO just before it pumped 100%. Will says it's tokenizing real estate. Very cool, man. I'll check it out.
Yeah. Are they the ones? I can't remember. I don't know enough about it. I really don't. I think they're the ones though that they're ETF in them. No, they're not. They're Anyway, it'll come to me.
Yeah, Jurgen, we were talking about that earlier. Somebody in the chat brought up, I think it was Wayne brought up, just Satoshis, like getting into that Satoshi mindset where Elizabeth had a great point too. It's, it's about dollar cost averaging whichever projects that you feel are going to grow, right? As the investment side of your brain. And then the research, curious side of your brain, use that to see, okay, who's really doing it in the space? Who's going to do things that support other blockchains that are going to be used by people, that are going to be mainstream. And Bitcoin, I think Dad and I are of the opinion that it'll be gold bullion someday. So
yeah,
however much we're going to be using it, probably as collateral, probably to lend and borrow, probably for ETFs, probably, all that stuff. But the point is like Satoshi's, I think just the name Bitcoin itself in a major run is just it's a lot.
That's what I was. Yeah.
A whole coin. Don't look at it that way. Please don't look at Bitcoin that way.
No. Will,
I can't personally, but
that's what I was trying to think of. Will was they're going to NFT all real estate. We've talked about that before in the show. It's all going to be NFT, and there's going to be a lot of good reasons for that. But the biggest one is going to be partial ownership. Like, top of my head. Let me see. Let's say everybody wanted this piece of property. Well, somebody could go in there and buy the piece of property and then NFT portions of it out. And then 100 people could profit from that one rental unit. There's going to be a lot of that going forward. And that's it's not just real estate. That's going to be in everything. That's going to be football teams. I already heard where who's the band? Not U2, but there's another band that basically did that with their last album, and they said, "Okay, we're going to let everybody buy these NFTs, and they will own the rights of the sales, and we'll all split it depending on how many NFTs you have, the portion of each song, type thing." Really neat concept. And there's a football player talking about doing it right now too, and trying to.
Kings of Leon.
Yeah, that's it. Yeah.
Yeah, OG. Do you think this next bear market will be less of a dip compared to previous due to such big players and the masses of people pouring in? I think because of the reasons you just said. We talked about that earlier, I think, before you came on. This thing's got legs underneath it now. The biggest financial institutions in the world are adopting it and lying to us about it. So,
yeah, right.
Like, we've got the proof of them lying. Plus, we can see clear as day that they're adopting it. It's like, okay.
Yeah.
So yeah, hopefully less of a, more of a steady growth, like my dad did in the piglet video. Less volatility. When that comes when there's more of an adoption. And
I agree.
And we're at what we've been talking about it. 5% of humanity's, hip to it. When it's 10% of humanity, that's when nature changes. That's when patterns and species and all sorts of stuff just takes off. That's when everybody starts using. We use Fiat now. We use Fiat. We use cell phone now. We use Fiat. No, we've got everything.
No more cooking your egg on the rock.
Yeah.
Yeah. No. We're done with that. Yeah. It's the S curve, right? It's adoption rate. And it's like we've been talking about, the network effect. When that thing takes hold and everybody says, well, of course you would use a blockchain. Why wouldn't you? Like everybody's going to know that. Well, that day's coming, right? I know.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, Cody, Avalanche is rad. I've used it. Actually used it on the blockchain. Awesome. It's awesome.
There's Ollie's in the house.
Yeah,
hey, brother.
use their wallet too.
What was the I don't know a lot about Avalanche. I've been listening to it and I heard people talk about it for a long time. I don't know much about it. It must have had really big news because it's really been taken off this week in a down market.
Yeah, we'll have to look into what anybody know. Cody, did you say that? If you have any updates on them.
Yep.
Yeah, it was kind of Ethereum's big player there. I feel like in the last, like right at the end of the bull, I feel like Avalanche was like that peak performer. If you're working on Ethereum, I did trades through it. That's when we were looking at. That's when Dad and I were investing in DAOs and stuff, and trying all that stuff out. Going through your MetaMask and all that fun stuff, right?
Yep. Yeah, it was good stuff.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, we all got to start somewhere.
Yeah. I wanted to tell you, Brent, what is it called? Wonderland's coming back.
Is it really?
Yeah.
How's that even possible? Explain to me how you come back from that.
I'm telling it is. I was laughing. Somebody was talking about.
Vern.
Do you still got control of my Wonderland, buddy?
No.
No, he sold it.
That thing pissed off a cliff is what happened. Essentially, as soon as we got it. I mean, it went.
What happened to them all? Aren't they just sitting there?
We actually turned it into Bitcoin.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Turned it into Bitcoin a long time.
Yeah, I owe you guys some cash.
Where's my? I don't want cash.
Then I'll get you Bitcoin. I'll send you your Bitcoin.
I'm just joking.
Yeah.
I was like, where's my Wonderland?
I love it. Elizabeth and I always joke about Wonderland because it was, yeah.
I was like, don't ever sell it.
Rough.
I know it's gone. I know it went to zero. Don't ever sell it because it's not worth anything. You might as well keep it. But,
True. True. It was I over leveraged. That's what happened. That's why I got it back out.
We don't ever do that.
And my folks put money into it too, and it was like, okay, this thing's in serious trouble. This is serious.
Yeah.
Like, who would even believe in that project now? That's beyond me. That's a scam, folks. That's what that is. Like, I mean, maybe they've gotten all their fundamentals right again, and I pray for them. I really do on this St. Patrick's Day. But man, don't rug pull people, man.
Brent, you're trying to bring FTX back. I was like, what? What do you people? Why? Why are we doing this? I don't get it. But yeah.
Up is down, down is up. We've let Gensler play God.
No, Gensler came out in favor of retaining FTX because his reputation on the line. He granted those guys, hey, these guys are good. Let's go ahead and let them be an exchange. And he turned out to be the biggest fraud of all time, right? And Gensler's name's all over that. So now he's kind of promoting it. Well, they have all the licensing and everything. Why wouldn't you readopt that? Well, I was laughing, just going, dude, you're done, man. Just go hide somewhere. Or get promoted. Yeah. Get promoted is more likely.
Yeah, right. Yeah.
Yeah.
Just take the top office where we don't see you anymore. That'd be good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We ended up with the most crooked SEC chairman we could have ever had. And he's been exposed in so many different ways. And it's just beyond me like even his own staff doesn't like it. Now Wall Street and the senators are calling him out. They're all like, we don't believe you anymore. Like, what are you talking about? I've never seen a guy fall from grace any faster than that guy did. But he's still there, so I guess the next president.
Do we bring up Deaton speaking at Vegas? The next future senator?
Who?
John Deaton.
Oh, I don't know if he's going to Vegas. Yeah, maybe. I think he is.
I just read it recently. Maybe not, but
he's going to be there. Yeah, he was there. Jeremy Hogan was on video screen, but yeah, I actually met John Deaton last year. Yeah.
Nice.
Just hi, hello. I didn't get to talk to him or anything. I like his story a lot. I don't know if you ever saw his little infomercial he did. It's like a 1-minute spiel of who he is and how he got started and why he wants to be a senator. It's pretty good. It was pretty well done. And I don't know. I know this. He's better than Pocahontas. Let's just give it that. I don't care who he is. He's got to be better than that. I mean,
especially for our crowd. It's like anything would be an improvement.
Yeah. And I'll tell you the person I'd like to see was I'd like to see him. His story is so good. I was pretty impressed. And he went around meeting everybody. It wasn't like he was like, oh yeah, I'm going to go hang out in my suite. He was just hanging with the people. And that was last year. So I was really pretty impressed with the guy. Yeah.
Wayne says he's going to kick her butt.
Man, I hope.
Hey, if Wayne says he's a good guy, I'm in.
Yeah, we don't do politics on this show, but we hope that guy wins.
You just said you're going to vote for what's his name?
Yeah. I haven't voted since 1982, I think it was, something like that.
Mm-hmm.
Again, not personal life
no
advice. Do what you think is right.
I think I'm 2006.
I gotta shut the door. I got the rooster yelling at me.
Oh, so I'll
Oh no.
Rooster.
How's everybody doing? Thank you all for showing up today on our St. Patty's Day chat. Yeah, I just love that whole angle of, as soon as you look into a new project, it just gets your mind plugged back into what really is being created. It's so easy for us to just look at these prices and these, these letters and indicators and kind of forget, what is backing it and what it's moving towards and what it does. And so getting into research again is just like, it always fires me up. I highly recommend it. Becky's here. Questions from Sean. Alan, did you ever get to chart out Vechain? 2, would it be worth it? Okay to discuss Ripple government contract image info. Now? No.
Vechain ran into some headwinds contractually, but Vechain had, what was that? 200 million or 200 billion? 200 million, I think it was, transactions with Walmart successfully in their beta first year testing last year. So Vechain is going to be huge, but no, I have not charted that out at all. But Vechain is the real deal. I know they're working with, General Motors, Mercedes-Benz, obviously Walmart, and a bunch of others. So they're the real deal. They're going to be there. They do have some more competition than they used to have, but the 2 guys that run it are 2 of the smartest people on the planet. Okay, period. Planet. They're freaking geniuses. You just listen to them talk and you're just like, I don't even, is that English? I don't even know. I mean, like it's so deep and so well done that you're just like, wow, these guys are amazing. So, yeah.
Nice.
I haven't charted it now.
We'll get back to that. H versus M, good to see you.
Almost everything on a chart right now is at almost all of them look alike, as you guys know, except for like Solana. Solana's just skyrocketed all the way up through. Almost all of them are at that point. If you guys know the Elliot Wave, they're at that B and they've moved to C in the movement, and they're like all sitting there waiting just for enough people to get involved to push it beyond its previous B level. And next thing you know, it's just that's when you run into D movement, which is anywhere between, with crypto, anywhere between 10 to 30x. So that's where virtually all these coins sit. And that's even if we just, get to last all-time highs, it's going to be crazy. Especially when the public comes in, it's going to be unbelievable.
Yeah. Alspond, what's up?
Yep.
Dad, do you think Solana will catch Ethereum's price?
No, I don't. I think if Solana hadn't crashed 42 times, it would have by now, though. I like Solana a lot more than I like Ethereum, but I don't like either one of them much because I personally don't think that. Anyway, how do I say this? I really like very, very, very decentralized programs and products. Having said that, I have or may have in the past invested in many coins that aren't. But there's something about when VCs come in, venture capitalist groups come in and decide that they're going to support Solana and they're going to create it from zero and just bring it all the way up. But it's just, I really don't. I don't like the way it sounds. I don't like the way it looks. And then, having said that, I wish I'd bought a bunch of it when it was $15. So I don't think it is going to pass, at least in this bull run. I know there's a bunch of people saying Ethereum's going to pass Bitcoin, and I'm just laughing. I was like, okay, well, maybe. But no, I don't think so.
Hoofty asked us, do you guys strictly DCA and hodl, or will you take profits to reinvest?
More financial advice.
Right.
Yeah, no. Yeah.
I've had to DCA for sure. I try to hodl, but I've done like a few different jobs over the last like 3 years, and so it's just been tough to save and try to do it that way. So yeah, it's been like a DCA to try to hodl it mentality, and then wait for times like this kind of deal. Bigger adoption, not will there be bull, will there not be bull, who knows. But greater adoption is what is my play on all this. That's how I try to think about it.
Yeah, exactly. And let's just give a really clear example that we give a lot, but Brent has a different future than I do. So he can afford to play around and be maybe just a little bit more risky. Me, I kind of see where the dollar's headed and I see its value really leaking bad. So in my lifetime, maybe it's not that big a deal, but for somebody Brent's age or younger, That's a big deal. If you're going to hang on to dollars for the next 50 years, like you must have rocks in your head. So what are you going to do? Are you going to sell your coins? I don't care which coin. You're in profit now. You've tripled your money. You're 30x your money. Are you going to sell your coins for dollars? Like, really? That's your game plan? Because that's a really bad one. That's math. I'm not giving advice here. That's math. That has not proven to be like, all you have to do is say one thing. 10 years ago, if you had put $1 in Bitcoin or put $1 in a bank account, you today would have about 70 cents in your bank account, and you'd have about, 70,000 in your bank account, in your Bitcoin account.
Yep.
So I'm not saying one's going to keep doing that. I'm just saying that why would you get out of these assets that are the future of the financial network for dollars? If you're going to take profit, have a plan. What do you want to buy? What is it you need? Are you trying to buy a building or a business or something that's generating income monthly for you? If you can do something like that, then you sell and you take your profits and you get out and you buy whatever thing generates money for you. But if you're going to pull $400,000 out of profit and put it in your Bank of America account, well, you better come up with a better plan than that. That's all I'm saying. And that's not financial advice. It's just not a good plan.
Yeah.
Again, taking profit's a good idea because we know how these bear markets go. It could go down 70 and 80%, and then you left all that money on the table, like I've done a few waves, and it's somewhat annoying. You're sitting there going, wow, man, I have to wait another 2 years for this thing to go back up.
Mm-hmm.
So come up with a plan today. What do you want to do? You want to buy a farm? What is your game plan? Is it real estate? Is it buy a business, or start a YouTube channel?
That's it. Yeah, it's like, what do you really want to do?
Yeah.
And factoring that plan into that plan. That's a really good point about the dollar, Dad. It's so true. There's just a lot of factors with the dollar that are potentially scary coming up, and we got to see what BRICS does. We got some, we got some situations over here. We got some loans too, we got, so,
and if you can't think of anything else to do with it, buy gold.
Yeah.
I mean, because at least it's not going to leak. It's going to hold its own. It's not going to get, it's not a leaky bucket you're putting your money into. Yeah. Yeah. And go out and have fun. That's really what you got to do. You got to have a fun plan. What am I going to do with 10% of it? I'm going to have a good time, or tithe, or whatever your thing is. Okay. And then 10% for fun. And then, 10% for, hey, how am I going to fix my future? How am I going to set myself up?
I've had the fun life, Dad. And, now it's like, I'm excited for that part of it, is making the plans, being steadfast, getting it right financially, as best that you can. That's when you get old, I'm getting near 40, like it's really starts making sense all of a sudden when you're young, and then you get, when you start getting up, it's like, wow, like
one of the reasons that I've always been an armchair economist my whole life. And I love focusing on it and understanding what it all means and how it all works. But one thing that's rang true my entire life long is hard assets go up in value. And the reason why they always hold their own or go up in value is because the wealthy own them. Okay. And the poor can't afford them. So when they generate new money and new digits, it trickles from the top down. Well, what does the top own? Massive amounts of assets. So if you can put your money into a hard asset, and now it sure appears that crypto is a hard asset. So even if you have to survive a 800-day bear market, it still might be worth owning, because we know it's going to go up, and it's not going to, in particular the top 20 coins, like it's going to come back. In the short term, the profits, what do you do with them now? Well, again, gold, assets, whatever it is. But the whole world is coming to the conclusion or the wisdom that assets, I need to own assets. Why? Because the wealthy did it that way. They've always done it for generations that way. Well, what are they going to do? They're going to print more money. The only thing that can hurt or destroy the value of your assets is if they grow a brain and a conscience and they decide, oh, well, never mind, we're not going to print a bunch of money. We're going to actually live within our means, and we're going to downsize everything. Government employees, the whole thing. We're just going to contract for a while. They're not going to do that. They've been doing this other way for so many generations. They have absolutely no concept of it. None. Even if it made perfect sense for you and I. They can't conceive of that. They're going to spend like drunken sailors until they can't, until they're junkies, until somebody locks them in a room where there isn't anywhere where they can print money. That's where we're at. Like this isn't rocket science. So what's going to inflate? Anything of hard value. Yeah.
That is such a great point, Dad. I totally agree. Totally agree. And that's such a cool way to look at the whole getting in and out scenario. Like you just offered a solution to the dollar. It's like, okay, let me start making a plan now as to what hard assets I want after I make my 10x or my 30x or whatever. What's next? What's my plan here?
Yep.
And then you don't, fall into the dollar trap.
That's it. Yeah.
Yep.
It's, all you have to do is look at like anybody that has a spending problem at all, like, I don't know why, but pro athletes come to mind. And they, I made 10 million a year for 10 years and now I'm broke. It's like, because they live in the dollar. They didn't buy anything of any value, and you got to get out of that damn dollar, however you can do it. And by the way, I know everybody uses this term, but the U.S. dollar is the cleanest shirt in the hamper. But there's going to come a day when everybody's going to, you know what? I don't want to wear dirty shirts anymore. I have other opportunity. I can wear a clean shirt. What's a clean shirt? All the top 10 cryptos. Gold or silver or real estate or oil. Oil.
Oil.
And all of this farmland, and farm animals. I mean, all of that is going to matter. And I'm not trying to paint a doomsday picture. I'm just saying those are real things. And one of my favorite terms is you can't print a chicken. You can't print an egg. You just can't.
Wait for it.
Yeah. 3D printing might change that one day. I don't know.
Yeah, that'd be trippy.
Yeah. Probably
replicator from Star Trek. Man, whoever's got that, they're gonna make some dough.
Yeah. And they're gonna replicate gold one day too. So I mean, but
yeah.
Yeah.
What's
Irving or yeah. The public school system doesn't teach you anything about money or the value of money or how money's created. Period. That's the last subject. You can talk about anything but that. Yeah.
Like hey, teacher, I'd really like to learn how to do my taxes. Can you help me with that?
Yeah.
The teacher's response is, well, you see, rock comes from lava. Okay? Let's just start you there. Yeah.
Yeah.
They're dinosaur bones. So there's proof of the existence of dinosaurs. How many days in school I spent learning about dinosaurs versus learning about the economy or how to be efficient dealing with a bank account, doing my taxes, buying a house, buying a car. 10-1, at least 10-1. What a waste.
Yeah.
That's what we get to do, everybody. We get to teach our kids that. We get to teach our friends that. We get to teach our families that. And it's not, most of them don't want to hear it, right? It's doing it yourself and making it work, making it happen, and then the results are all the proof that you need, for yourself and usually for others. And that day will come again here real quick where everybody will be like, oh, hey, Alan, so what's going on with Bitcoin? Hey man, is this a good time to get into crypto? It's coming real fast right now.
That's kind of what the video was about yesterday. And there were so many people going, oh, it's so volatile. Oh, wow. Alan, would you get in now? It was funny too, because I couldn't believe how many comments I got that said, oh no, Alan, you got this one wrong. In 6 months to a year, you're going to want to get out of crypto. And I'm like, yeah. But I'm like, into what?
Right.
The dollar? Okay. We just went over that. Like, okay. But they missed the point of the video yesterday. The point of the video was, okay, somebody coming new to crypto today, they don't have any crypto, not you. Are you going to advise them to get into crypto today and sell it in 6 months? Like, if you're thinking that way, you're going to get slaughtered, because that's what happens to every new person comes in. They buy when the market's already charging along, and then they get in and they're like, oh man, well, I haven't tripled my money yet, so I can't get out until I triple it. And then it only doubles, and then it goes all the way down, and then they sell it at a loss. Like, not some new people, all new people do that. So the point of the video yesterday was, if you're advising a friend of yours, which none of us give financial advice, but if you were to have someone come up to you and say, hey, Brent, would you get into crypto right now? The point you have to stress is wisdom now, after how many bull markets I've been through.
Yeah.
Yes, but you only put in as much as you can have in there for the next 5 years. Period. Yep. If you make 10 times your money and you pull your money out, great. But do not pull it out between now and 5 years from now at a loss. Do not do that. Okay. Otherwise, don't even buy the damn thing today. Don't buy it.
Right.
That's the only sound advice you can give somebody after a bull market has already started. And by the way, Bitcoin's going to hit 100 grand when everybody's going to start asking you what to buy, which is right when that advice is going to be very handy for you to be able to share with your friends.
You've been saying that to me for a long time, and it makes a lot of sense. It makes a lot of sense. Whatever you can't light on fire for 5 years, this is a true long-term hodl investment. You forget you own it. Yeah, 5 years.
The one that everybody screws up is everybody thinks Bitcoin was a better investment at $1,000 than they think it is today. Wrong. Bitcoin is a better investment today, or XRP is a better investment at 60 cents than it was at 6 cents. And everyone's like, no, it isn't. No, it was better to buy it at 6. I was like, no, it wasn't. It was riskier at 6 cents.
Yep.
Way more risky. Today, we know where it's going. We know the 50 nations that are adopting it. We know all the countries that want to use it as a means of exchange. Okay, we know all that. You didn't know that back when it was 6 cents. You know that now. So it's a better it's a proven product.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep. 100%.
Yeah. Oh, I gotta buy it dirt cheap, and then I can't buy Bitcoin today. It's just too expensive. Yeah, but it's never been more real than it is today. Never, because of ETFs and the people playing in it.
And for somebody who didn't know anything about it, refer to the chart and go year by year by year by year by year by year.
Yep.
And then look at the pattern and then decide, it's like, okay, would this have been a better investment with my $20?
Yeah.
5 years ago, and the answer for most of these is yes. I mean, I'm probably the majority, except for the ones obviously that have, gone under, that were risky.
Yeah.
None of them have gone under. All of them still survive.
Yeah.
That's a good point, Elizabeth. They all still exist.
They do. Freaking Wonderland.
Will they be used? If you're buying to get rich tomorrow, then
yeah. I mean, Wonderland's coming back, guys.
Yeah. Yeah, FTX. Hope you didn't sell off your FTX.
Hello. I mean, I can remember people telling me, oh, wait a minute. You bought Shiba Inu? What's the matter with you? I'm like, you think that's not going to be worth something someday? And they're like, no, it's going to zero. Oh, really? Okay. Do you know that they burn I'm not kidding you guys, millions of those coins a day? That alone is going to make you rich. The fact that there might have been a billion of them at one time, or no, I don't even know how many, a trillion or however many there are. They're eliminating billions of them monthly. That right there is going to make number go up. And they all know it. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah. I knew a bunch of people that had Safe Moon. Remember those guys on the boat, Brent?
Oh, yeah.
I got 20 million Safe Moons.
Dude, they're stocked up.
Yeah. It's coming back too, though, I heard. So who knows?
Yeah. That's a good point. They are all still here.
Yeah. From everything I know, ISO 222, however you want to say it, is meant to go, everyone's saying live Monday morning, but I heard it took place last night, but who knows? Don't know. Wasn't there. But I hear it's being implemented. It's already been implemented, guys, but it's being more broadly implemented in Europe, also Asia and North America. So not just Europe. I was talking to somebody about that last night. Was that Sean? I think it was Sean I was talking to last night about that.
I was trying to look up about it before the show, and all the sites, all the news was talking about some hack that it had. I don't know.
Oh no, that was
that was a while back.
Yeah, the founder, he had a hack. That was a while back, but that was him personally. That wasn't actually the network.
Excellent. Oh no, yeah, no, I wasn't not referring to ISO.
Yeah.
999 trillion Shiba supply. That's good, Jay. That's good. It's probably what it was.
Yeah, right?
I forget.
God, this is, wow, what a great chat.
Yeah, y'all been going off today.
Oh, I know, that's great. Wayne will get it started, that's for sure. Yeah. Yeah. By the way, those of you who don't follow Sean, yeah, you might want to follow that guy on Twitter, X, whatever you want to call it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Our friend Sean likes to dive deep.
Yeah.
He's trying to get to he's trying to get some answers, and I like that.
There's also a guy too. I went through Simon's video again yesterday. I kind of shared it with Sean. It's Mr. Man. You guys might know who Mr. Man is. That was a good video they did. I was into that. I listened to part of that again yesterday.
I'll have to check it out.
And he did he's got a chart. He kind of charted the whole thing out. He worked for the Canadian Oil Sands Group. And what they were trying to do is project how many years they would have oil from the tar sands area up there.
Yeah.
And that's why he was brought on. That's kind of what he does, is projections into the future. So it was really interesting, his perspective, because he's been working on XRP charting for the last 2 years. Not chart on a price scale chart, price on, let me deep dive on every bank that's involved, every organization, every government committee, all of it. He did all of this research on all of that. And it was pretty compelling, number one, but he compiled all this information onto this chart, and then he put it into these waves, and then he gave it a time frame. And it was really interesting. Yeah. It was really, yeah.
Yeah, I'm watching it. That sounds
good. Lisa, X Twitter. I think that's what we got to call it. X Twitter.
Yeah.
I'm down with that.
I'm still calling it Twitter.
Yeah. Yeah, he is Canadian for sure. Mr. Man, yeah. You guys should look into his work. Yeah. Yeah, he has that's what I was talking about. He has a flow chart of information, not contractually, just kind of his speculation of what he thinks is going to happen. Yeah.
Yeah, good call, Slave. Less social media, the better. But we're super glad you're here with us. This is, I would say, out of all of them now that I've ever used, this is my favorite. Like just YouTube in general, but the fact that we can do live on YouTube and like talk to people the way that we can, and you all can do the exact same thing. Like it's pretty cool.
It really is.
It's totally replaced TV for me. Like TV's just like, I'll watch a movie here and there, but it's like, no. No.
It's entirely.
I want to hear a human being, opening up and sharing with me.
Too much censorship on it, but other than that. But
yeah.
Hoofty, yeah, there is way too much FUD. And I mean, I kind of started the show this way, and I want to bring this point up again. There's something going on in the XRP army in the sense that it's still at 60 cents. And I think the term sexual frustration comes in after a while. But people are just like so frustrated that everybody's coin's going up, right? And theirs is just sitting there, that they get negative, and then they get down, and then they want to point fingers and, oh, those coins are bad, and that guy said this, and then it just turns into this mess.
This is Satan coin,
right? God, I couldn't believe that guy said that. I was just like, what are you? I'm out.
I wonder what he was referring to.
Yeah,
exactly. Imagine.
And it's the more.
Hey, Dad, we got the. Out of the XRP army, man, we got all the sweethearts. Like, I know. There's no frustration. It's just all like, Man,
Yeah.
y'all get it, crew. You get it. It's
Yeah.
I love reading these.
I can't imagine living like that on, well, I already said it, with such a great financial future that you have and such a great opportunity. And I don't care which one of the 20 coins you own, but don't look, here's the thing. I got to tell this story because I told it before and I'm going to tell it again. I'll never forget. This is 5 years ago. And a very good personal friend of ours is no longer with us, so I'm going to talk poorly of him. He calls me up one day as, ha, 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 ha. How about all those stupid Bitcoin people, man? Bitcoin crashed and it was a scam. We all knew it was a scam. That's the phone call. Now, he didn't know that I owned Bitcoin, right? And I'm like, okay, Joe, let me explain something to you, brother. What do you get from watching other people suffer or not do well? Did you gain brownie points because people lost money on something? Do you feel better about yourself now that somebody else, who was making a lot of money and now that didn't make as much as they thought they made? Are you happy? Why are you happy for someone else's pain or sorrow? Have you analyzed those emotions in your own life? Because you, my friend, aren't going to make yourself feel any better by telling yourself about all the evils of other people's lives. That's not how life works, dude. You need to say, wow, man, that kind of sucks for those guys. They were doing really well. I hope it turns around for those people that invested in that. And I hope their life prospers. Like, you don't gain money by somebody else. You don't lose money by somebody else prospering. And that's so important. And once you can live like that.
Dad, especially with this, what all of us are doing, we're creating decentralized networks. And so doing that, like, are you building a community that way? Are you building a network that way? Are you building, people who are encouraged and who are excited and people who want to look more into it? They might fear-wise, but that's never what we've been about. It just hasn't. Like, even in our tinfoil hat days, Dad and I were at the end of the conversation. It just went this. It went this steady, like, man, this is that opportunity for humanity. Maybe this is that point. Maybe we should start a YouTube channel. If we're this passionate about it and we want to do something like this, be on a platform like this, we should. We're the kind of people. It's like, yeah, we'll talk to you about anything, but it's like, if we don't encourage each other, we're gonna make those mistakes. If you went into crypto without knowing anything about it, I will answer any text message I get, any phone call I get from anybody I know that has my number about any of it, because it's like, if you don't know what you're doing, you buy in at the peak, and you fall, and then you fall down, and then you get scared, and then you sell, and all that FOMO. Are you really teaching each other in your community, or are you just, oh man, the next bad thing, man, this thing stinks. It's useless.
The other one we all like to do, and I'm guilty of this one, is complain about the Federal Reserve and the system in which we live in. And guilty. But
guilty.
The thing of it is learn how to win at that game. That's why I started this channel. I'm here to help people understand that you need assets, because that's how the wealthiest people in the world get wealthier. When inflation rises, what's it inflating in your life? If it's inflating the dollars in your wallet, you're in trouble. But if it's inflating the house value of your home, then you're in good shape. or inflating the value of the coin you own, you're in good shape. That's what I mean by assets. You need to get out of the thing that is floating all the boats and own one of the boats that's getting floated, right? And it's that simple. But people don't have the money to buy assets. And they say, well, only the rich get richer. Well, that is true. All the rich people are getting richer because they own assets. Yeah.
Yep.
Brittany in the house. Where you been, girl?
Hey, Brittany. We got Krasowski. Thanks for all the comments. Is a financial crisis needed to introduce coins into the real world? It's a potential outcome, right?
Oh,
so
sure.
I mean, we could all contemplate that. Like, that's why I really like talking to my dad, and I like listening and watching all his shows. It's like I start thinking about other stuff. I start thinking about futures and options and real estate and all these different things that it's like, okay, well, let's just say it's not a ginormous financial crisis like '08, but it is like real estate takes a dive, and so, like China, we talked about that recently. Or like BRICS nations adopting it, which, like, I'm hearing news coming out of Russia that they're passing laws for all of it now, to use these these assets, cross border and things like that. And it's like that movement, I'm hoping I still hope that it goes slow so that more people can get in and be a part of it and understand it, rather than this thing just going vertical tomorrow. I think that there's a whole nother conversation to be had with that. If the price just went absolutely bananas and then nobody can get in on these assets, So
the issue with that is the only people buying these assets are the people that already have them.
Yeah.
So, I mean, that's
true.
That's kind of a cool thing and a bad thing. But
yeah.
I got to say hey to Greg's in the house, man.
Hey, what's up, man?
Yeah. Greg, we all got smarter just because Greg got in the chat. Trust me.
Yeah.
I think he's a rocket scientist or something like that.
Nice.
I think he's actually a rocket scientist. Yeah. Yep.
He and should move out where I live, Greg. That's who lives here.
Yeah.
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 I live right where what do you call it? What's right where SpaceX is at, essentially.
Yeah.
They do the majority of the building here and the launches like 20, 30 minutes from my house.
Yeah.
Which is crazy. If you don't know a rocket launch is coming and you live next to one of those places and you're just driving by it, you think the world's coming to an end. Like, I'm driving up the highway and I just saw a fireball in the sky. It could have been a meteor, it could have been anything. Like, oh my God. It's like, oh, I'm driving by Vandenberg. Got it. Cool. And then I got all excited and I got out and like watched it. So cool.
So he's aerospace engineer, Pratt Whitney jet engine maker. Oh, I was close.
Right. That's pretty. Yeah, that's pretty important. Thanks, man.
Oh yeah, it's good stuff. Yeah, smarter than I am. I know that much. Who else is in there? Oh yeah, he's in the U.S. now. Yeah, that's right. You were in Canada though, right, brother? I believe. I don't know. I meet so many people. It's like, wow. Speaking of meeting people, if you guys are going to be in Vegas, get a hold of us. We have some really fun things we're planning. Really good stuff. Yeah. Yeah, it's going to be fun.
Yeah.
Not just the show. I mean, places where we're all going to hang out and, tell lies and good stuff like that.
Yep. You can get our email through the link on the channel, through our website.
Yep.
X Twitter.
X Twitter, yeah.
Patreon, just message us. Yeah, we're going to be checking all that. And coming up with a schedule and all of that. I can't wait to talk to you about that, Dad.
Yeah, it's going to be good stuff. By the way, we should get moving on this. I got more tile to do, and it's really nice out, and I'm starving. I haven't eaten all day.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
We burn the jet engines pretty good. We're coming up on 2 hours.
Yeah.
We got 88 of our amazing people in here.
We do.
Thank you all for watching and being with us.
This
is my favorite part of the week.
It is too. Yeah.
I love this.
It's my favorite hour of the week, just being with you guys.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I have, those of you who saw my video yesterday, we have piglets, obviously. And my wife and I do run, and Brent helps out as well. We have I guess the best way to put it is a nonprofit organization to where those piglets, we find them homes for people that would like to raise this very rare breed and endangered. And we like to place these pigs in different places. So we have an organization and we're really kind of proud of it. Elizabeth and I have been working on it. We are such busy people that we really haven't gotten a chance to really blow it up yet, but it's a thing called Heritage Hogs Unlimited. And what we essentially do is we take these old piglets, we wean them, get them to the age to where they can go to a farm, and we essentially give these pigs to these two, the male and female, to a farmer who really can't afford it, but he'd like to grow his own food. And he would like to further the breed and help us out, create another satellite location to where this breed does not go extinct, which would be not good. And we want to make sure that we can further the breed down the line, this breed and many other breeds. And you can see that it was pretty prolific. So the people can learn to grow their own food. And we're really excited about the future of all that. And again, we're creating a network of breeders, as Elizabeth just pointed out, who can help further it and grow around North America. And there's a lot more to come on that, but I know it's a crypto channel. But anyway, it's called Heritage Hogs Unlimited. And we're working on the website. We're working on a bunch of different stuff. So look for that coming forward. And by the way, you people that are our Patreon members, you actually help us support. You actually help support that and feed people, because we give a lot of this pork away. In fact, we don't even charge for our pork much. We don't even sell pork. We give it away or help people create a lifestyle of living off their own food. So shameless plug there for the pig group, which is out back.
Love it. No, you and Elizabeth chose a critically endangered species of them, and they're awesome. Like, they're like great temperament. They get huge, and they're like, they love water, and so they're cool. They're easy. They're cool. I like being around them too. So, if any of you have any need for that, please reach out to us.
Yeah. And thanks for the kind words in the chat. Again, I can't believe that I get to do this with my wife and my son, and what an incredible life we all live. We're all so blessed. And we have such a bright future with this crypto thing. And not just that, you're going to be able to, if your dream or goal is to start a farm and do your own thing or whatever it is, whatever business it might be in the future, we can maybe help, all of us can help each other achieve those goals and dreams in the future if we all stay together and figure out how to do it together. It's going to be fun.
Yep. Looking forward to it.
Yep.
We keep finding the gold nuggets. We're going to keep sharing them.
And like and subscribe if you haven't. And do consider, for it's $3, you can come over and check our Patreon. And sometimes we post a lot on there and sometimes we don't, but we do try and stay with you guys weekly. So it's good stuff.
This week, Dad, you and me.
Right on. All right.
Let's get them done.
Let's roll.
All right.
Love you guys.
Love you all. We